Hello, guys. How's it going? Sorry. Apparently there was no loop tonight. Oh well. Forgot to turn on the loop. Go me. So yeah, welcome. It's the April the 5th, and I'm still knitting my straps because I've been lazy today and played on my phone more than I knitted, which was none. So didn't knit at all. I don't have my mic on tonight, so I need to speak clearly. Um, so yeah, and still working on this. I am on the second part of the increase here, so making this part, the wide part that comes down here. So, and that'll be on the right strap. So I'm working on doing all kinds of fun stuff. Hey, Julia is on again tonight. That's exciting. So today we drove a little bit and about 4 hours or so, and that is about it. We didn't do much else. We set up the truck when we got here, and we are in Morgantown, West Virginia, home of West Virginia University. The Mountaineers. Look, see, I know what I'm talking about. Did I get it right? Yay. Dean says it was right. Okay. So, hi Yellow Rose Fiber. Nice to see you guys. Yeah, so what else? I don't really know what else is going on except that I'm doing this fun, trying to get out of the crafting funk, which today I played on my phone too much, and that's okay. But now I am knitting, and I'm working on the Knot Today, Knot, Not Today tank, by Shenanigans, and that is available on Ravelry. 7. All right. And I am making really good progress as long as I remember to count my rows. So, otherwise I have to count on my actual knitting, and that takes extra time. So, we're going to try not to do that. It was all like warm and lovely and wonderful, and then it got cold again today, so that was meh. Not my favorite. That's okay. We're gonna make do. It's all gonna be fine. Okay. These are slightly easier rows because I just have to increase every other row, and that means that I can just count however many stitches I have. So, what is everyone else working on? What is your craft of choice tonight? I would love to know that. Dean has a new book. Yellow Rose Fiber says they are knitting a yellow rose headband because the Yellow Rose Fiber Fiesta is coming. It's very soon down in Seguin. 3 weeks. Yeah, sounds about right. So, gotta have all the good stuff for that, obviously. Let me see. I don't have anybody watching on Facebook, but you never know. Sometimes comments slip by over there. So, I have been trying to repost everything on Instagram, so there is like a backlog of like, hey, there are archived videos, and they're making their way onto the platform. So I'm trying really hard to remember to do that. And because I have to go, and you have to do it on my phone. I can't do it on the desktop, laptop. So, and it was being very difficult a little while ago. So, So we don't need it to be difficult. We just need it to be something awesome. Mac MCN says, first time watching, I'm knitting a blanket as my sister's wedding gift. Well, that's super awesome. I did not knit a blanket for my sister's wedding gift, that's for sure. That is a really nice thing for a sister to do. I'm not a sister.
To be fair, you haven't knit a blanket as a gift for
Yeah, I haven't knit a blanket for anyone else. I've knit one blanket in my 16 years of knitting, and it was for myself, and it took me 2.5 years to finish. It's a lap blanket. It's not even like a full, like, actual blanket. Yellow Rose says they're also crocheting on a tank top with red, white, and blue merino yarn. I bet that's the yarn that you guys milled at your mill. Julia says that they are fighting a sock tube while a swatch blocks for some more gift knitting. You guys are way nicer people than I am knitting things for other people.
You're just trying to get out of the funk.
I'm really just trying to get out of the funk. So yeah. Yellow Rose says, yep. I know that's yep that she milled the yarn, but it also sounded like yes, everyone else is a nicer person than I am. I love it. Okay. Q said one night that it's really funny because it takes like an extra amount of lag for Instagram to catch up to me. And so when I read your comments, it's like an extra little bit before you hear the responses. And so it's kind of funny.
And sometimes it's like 30 seconds.
Yeah, tonight's a little longer. It's closer to 20 seconds tonight. So but yeah. So I'm gonna work on this for a few days and do try to get as much done, possibly as much as down into the round with this, and then I'm gonna trade it up for some spinning or something, because working on the same thing for any long amount of time is really not what I like to do. It frustrates me and I get bored, and the whole point of this is that I'm not going to be bored because I have things to do and I need to get them done. And I need to stay motivated to get them done. So, okay. So this is our 30 minutes for 30 days crafting challenge. We've done a couple of these in the past. Most of the time in February. February's been my like month to do that because we do like 28 minutes for 28 days. And so it's kind of fun. But it's a whole vibe. And a lot of times we invited other artists to join us for chats and that kind of thing. The first time we did it, we had Dean and I were sometimes living in the same space, and so but most of the time we weren't, and so we did a lot of videoing where he would join me as a split screen from our apartment, and then I would be wherever I was, usually at my sister's uh babysitting. And so we did a lot of videos like that for a while, which was really fun. Glad we aren't doing that anymore. Thanks anyway. That was fun while it lasted. We are getting to do some video chats with my niece Ella, who was the baby I was babysitting. And so she calls every couple of days, and or her parents call us for her. She is 2.5. So when she gets a hold of the phone, typically she hangs up on me, and that's okay. Because it's a big red button, and it's the only thing with color on the screen. We got pictures of her dyeing Easter eggs, and she did a fantastic job. So yes. So I guess I should say Happy Easter to everyone, if that is what you celebrate. If you don't, great. Happy Sunday, because sometimes Sunday is the day that it needs to be. So
really good for a lot of.
I did not feel that great for a lot of today when I was driving. So 10, 12, 14. I kind of did a lot of decompression and just sitting for a lot of today. which I think was not a bad thing for me to do. So
We got here pretty early.
we did get here pretty early. I was pretty happy with when we got here. So we got here like right at 4, which we never make it to a campsite at 4 o'clock. And so it was kind of like, now what do we do with ourselves? So
And what we did with ourselves was just
we laid here and ate food. We ordered Dean ordered me some lasagna because that's what I was feeling, and then he found some Panda Express and double dashed that straight to the door. It is chilly outside. The wind has been blowing. The heat has been on in the truck again. So, and yeah, he did go up and do laundry, so I get to fold that in a little bit. And then I need to wash some dishes because he's made me coffee earlier, which was really nice and wonderful and warm. And I bought a new tarot deck yesterday. I'm really excited about that. Fold Out Cat thinks I should do more, that may help my creative juices, do more tarot reading, and like maybe that will inspire me a little more. We'll see.
You mentioned having people on. Maybe we should try to.
You think I should invite somebody?
Yes.
Okay, we might invite some guests this month and see how they deal with their crafting funks, because everyone I know in the community has these moments of like months or years where they just don't. And that's okay. I think what's interesting is when you're working in the community, like when we have a yarn retail business, or fiber retail business, like you can't ever just like completely stop, like it never really goes away. And I think that is an interesting part of it too, is how do we keep going forward while still like maintaining the momentum we had at one point. So maintaining the level of productivity that we've always had. So I think that's interesting for people to explore. So anyway, I will think about some questions and some people to invite. Is there anyone y'all would like to hear from? I mean, besides Yellow Rose Fiber, because we love them. Jas would totally be all aboard this.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's somebody we might be around. I'm sure that when we're in Tabitha and Colby's, Tabs will hang out with you.
Yeah, we're gonna be visiting our friends this week. We're visiting a friend who stayed with us for a summer way back when we first got married. One of our friends was working in Little Rock for the summer and needed a place to stay, and we had an extra bedroom. And yeah, they really bonded with Ralph. They were buds. They would stay up all night and play video games in the living room, and Ralph was their bud. And yeah, so it's nice to we're gonna get to hang out with them this week, and I'm very excited about that because it's been a minute. So yeah, we're gonna go to Baltimore this week, which is somewhere we've never spent time in Baltimore, so this is really cool.
Only place I've ever been in Baltimore is the airport.
Yeah, just the airport so far. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20.
And
not enough. Any recommendations on sweater patterns? I'm intimidated by projects that require counting. If you're intimidated by projects that require counting, stitch markers. Stitch markers are your friend. You only have to count a couple of times then, and the stitch markers kind of break it down into small numbers, so you can always find your mistake a lot faster, because if you have 20 stitches to deal with instead of 200 stitches to deal with, then it's a lot more reasonable number. Sweater recommendations that are just like pretty straightforward. Let's see. For beginners, I like the Felix pullover by Amy Christoffers. It's a really great one because it's got enough lace detail on the raglan to make it interesting, but it's not a lot of yardage. It's not a lot of other design. It's a good like learning pattern. So you can try out short rows and really start to understand those. And again, stitch markers are your friend there because basically you put the markers where you need them and then remove them when you don't need them anymore. So I do like that. Other friendly, what do you think? Maybe ease? I haven't made ease in so long. I don't remember. But it's a really simple pattern overall. It's a really great one by Alicia Plummer. And well, my absolute favorite pattern to knit, like my go-to sweater pattern right now is the favorite flannel cozy by Alicia Plummer, and I have knit 3 of them. It's done in chunky Aran to chunky yarn, and so you do it on like size 9s, and so it goes really fast. And I like that. I like the fast things. I know that I'm making a fingering weight tank top, and it seems like that doesn't make much sense, but this is once I get past this little bit where I'm doing a lot of like, oh, I have to do a lot of counting right here, keep track of my rows, it will open up and I won't have near as much counting to do. 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20.
Recommend Flax by Tin Can.
Flax by Tin Can Knits is really good. It's a great pattern if you get a chance to knit it. It's also pretty easy and a lot of weights. It's a very versatile pattern because it's in a lot of sizes. I won't say it's in a lot of weights. They have several different versions of it in different weights of yarn. And so it kind of fits whatever you are working on, which is great. So get a lot of people over there on Instagram tonight. So I am still working on my 100-day dress challenge from Wool and my Flora. I have not tallied up the number of days that I am at, but I'm getting close to 100. I think I'm right there. So there's 22. I need one more row of pearls. And then I'm going to break my row. Huh?
95.
95. Apparently I'm on 95. I need to add photos to my album and check how many of those I have. So I'm on day 95. I just took a photo, so I know I got the last few days. And then some of the days I'm missing, I am going to try to go back and see if I can get a hold of some pictures from some people. But most of the time, I think I just missed those few days. So that's all right. It'll be okay. We are going to Delaware tomorrow, which is one of the hardest states for us to get. This will be only our second time in Delaware. It's only second, yeah. The first time it was full of you can't make any left turns. And we had a really tough time with that. So if you are in the Wilmington, Delaware area, reach out to us because we may or may not have the truck doors open with yarn out in a private event. And if you would like to come by and say hello, we would love to see you.
A private event at a public location.
It's a private event in a public location, and we are not advertising it. Let's put it that way. So, but we would love to say hi and see what you're up to. So that's going to be a lot of fun though to do that. And today we had a couple of Yarn Adventure box orders, which is awesome. So full of subscriptions. That is up and going. I need to order a couple of the things for the box. I think I can go ahead and safely order those.
We're also gonna go to a yarn shop.
Oh yeah, we've never been to a yarn shop in Delaware. So some of you are new. So I have been to around 280 yarn stores over the past 15 years. Yeah, 16 years. When I started knitting we had been on our epic road trip honeymoon, and which was 7,500 miles over 28 days. And I didn't know how to knit then. And so we didn't visit any yarn stores. And so, but that's really where we figured out that we like to travel a lot. And so we, once I started knitting, it was like, well, I want to go to the yarn store, wherever it is we go. And so in 2017, we finished up our first round of 50 states.
Yes,
Is that right?
2017.
So yeah, and that was after I owned a yarn store. And so at that point, we took a second honeymoon trip between when Dean changed jobs and we moved home to Arkansas from Indiana. And we did a bunch of yarn stores and we did a bunch of really cool things. And so we already had like this list going of going to as many yarn shops as we could, and we wanted to go to a yarn shop in every state. And so all we have left right now is Delaware and Connecticut. That's it. That's the only two states we have not been to a yarn store in. We have been to all 50 states. We finished our first round of all 50 states in 2017. North Dakota was our last. It was Save the Best for Last. There is a Save the Best for Last club in Fargo, North Dakota at the Visitor Center. You get a t-shirt, you get to sign a book, and there's a certificate, and you get your picture taken. It's kind of fun. So if you're doing the 50 state challenge for yourself, definitely check that out. Yeah. And I need scissors.
44 on the second.
We're at 44 on the second go around of states. So we have, traveled quite a bit since 2017 as well. Unfortunately, a lot of those things were the same states over again. And we have not been back to Alaska since then. We have been to Hawaii a few more times.
Alaska, California, Delaware.
California. We haven't been back to California.
Not since that trip.
Oh yeah, we were on the way back. Alaska, California, Delaware, Montana, Nevada, and Rhode Island. So this year we are planning to go to all of those. So except for Alaska. So it's possible that we could knock that out again very shortly and have round 2 of our 50 states done. Evie on Yarn Adventure Truck has been to about 38 states.
Yeah, I'd have to count it up.
36, 38 states, something like that. Mac MCN says, wish us the very best of Delaware. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So we like going places and doing things and meeting new people, and so I'm really excited. I need to cut this yarn and then follow the next directions. Maybe. Because it's silk noil, it doesn't want to it doesn't want to break.
That's why you were like, I need to break this yarn. I was like, okay.
I would. It doesn't want to because it's silk. And it doesn't like to break. I mean, maybe if I pulled it hard enough, I probably could do it. Scissors? So yeah. I think tomorrow night we're staying in a hotel. So that's pretty exciting. We'll be out of the truck for a couple of days, and there may be a couple of days where I do our live a little earlier or later, depending on what is going on. The right corner of the back bench cast on. All right. Now I have to spatial myself here. Top right corner. Oh, didn't I already do that? Oh, I did. Look at that. Oh, I wasn't supposed to break the yarn. Dang it. Oh, well. It's fine. Am I done with the shaping? Left strap. we did the right strap. Okay. I just need to go to the other side of the page. I read through the pattern before I started. I really did. And so I was like, no, there's another part to this. Where am I doing? Okay. I didn't need to break the yarn, but that's fine. I can make that work. So now I'm going to go placing the left strap back on the needle. So this is the right strap that I just finished working. This is the left strap. So we're going to feed all of these stitches back onto this needle. So I don't like to use waste yarn if I don't have to. And so everything is on one needle right now because eventually it's all going to join the round anyway. So why would I want to make that more difficult on myself? I don't. I won't. So it's all good. So I'm just going to transfer all those stitches over. So yeah,
Someday we'll get you to make a list of things you hate in fabric arts, and at the top will be DPNs, and number 2 will be waste yarn.
Yeah, DPNs are not my favorite either, which is probably the other thing. Okay. I'm going to have to read this closer, guys. All right. It is 26 minutes, so we're going to talk about something else for a couple of minutes while I interpret my pattern. F1. Oh, front one. I was like, what does F1 mean? It means front panel. That's what I'm working on right now. And we're starting across right strap stitches. And oh yeah, okay, there we go. So, okay. I really didn't need to break my yarn, but that's okay. You know, I feel like sometimes we need to make mistakes just so that we know that for later on. Julia says that if we were at the same table, she would hand me the barber cord that is on her leg. Thank you, Julia. I appreciate that. I apparently didn't need any barber cord. I just needed to like look and read the instructions correctly. So because I already had everything exactly where it needed to be. So I'm going to go ahead and do this where I'm going to do my slip in the back, no front back. Yay! And then I'm going to knit across the whole strap. Okay.
Our TV closing sounds like a rusty old cemetery gate.
Our neighbors tonight are really loud, guys. Like they have had the dog like barking and growling, like
And
the children playing. And I am 100% that grumpy neighbor who is like, get those kids off my lawn. 100%. That is me, and I am not afraid to tell you all that. So thanks.
One of them like actually like threw something and hit the side of the truck yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday a kid threw something and hit the side of the truck, and it sounded like someone knocking on our door. So they were nowhere to be found when I opened the door, which is probably good for them. Anyway, you know what else I don't like? The backwards loop cast on. So we're not going to do that. Instead, we're gonna do a cable cast on because I think it's prettier. It's also a lot more stable.
And as you always say, you're in charge of your knitting.
I am in charge of my knitting.
Including what cast on to use.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Julia says, "Ooh, I just bookmarked the Slipknot cast on." I do like the Slipknot cast on, but I have to think really hard about it, and that seems like a lot of work right now. It is a really good one, especially if you want a really, really elastic edge. It stretches for days. But it is a little tricky to make look tidy and even, especially with a non-stretchy yarn like the silk noil. So it's really good though for wool, and I like it for hat cast-ons. So there you go, Julia. I do. It's a fun one to do. I do have a video, I think, on YouTube of me doing the Slipknot cast-on in a parking lot while I was waiting to pick up Dean from work. So there you go. That's a good time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. So yeah. Okay. But instead, I did a cable cast on instead because it's really stable and still has a little bit of flex. Hi, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And it's a good one. So, all right. I've talked for 30 minutes. But I'm going to finish this strap before I go away. Finish this row. All right. So, recap. We're crafting for 30 minutes every day for 30 days. Because I'm in a crafting funk, and if I don't do something every day for make myself do it and publicly, then I really, really struggle to succeed. I will be continuing my craft here. This is the Not Today tank by Skenanigans, available on Ravelry. It's available in a large array of sizes, and I am very excited about joining my friends. Yay! So, until tomorrow, I will see you all then. Happy crafting. Bye.